Hi, Keith here, Mark's behind the camera, and we're back. We are going to do a little winter scene. We're not getting any in Michigan, so we'll just paint one. Looking forward to doing this. It's a little barn tree. It's got a little creek in front. So I'm going to begin by doing the background. I'm going to do the sky first, but we are not going to do a happy sky, because it's not only the sky, we're also going to create the hill behind it. So, but we're going to start with the color. We're going to start with kind of a very foggy gray. I am using the Arteza.
Wah, wah. We'll get it right eventually.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Arteza.
Watercolor paints again, because I want to continue working with these and get a feel for them, and to, I think it's a fair priced product that I think it's got a wide range of colors, and I just feel that people, that are starting out, or, beginners, or, somebody that wants to move up a little bit, can try. So
yeah, we did a video review where Keith painted a few different samples just to get a feel for the paint, and I think it went really well. You can go check that out in the back catalog. But these paints were ridiculously affordable for the quality that they are, and I don't see any reason not to use them, to be honest. So check them out, link in the description, and if you purchase from their website using our link, we get a little bonus, a little thank you kickback from them, and you don't spend any more. I haven't checked the website super recent, but they do have sales occasionally, so you might even be able to catch a better discount if you head over there. And then he's got his, was that the 140 cold press paper from Arches? And,
I'm using the Arches today because I think I used up all the product they gave us. That Arteza gave us with my students in my my live classes. Anyway, I don't know if you noticed, I flipped the pan around because I'm still kind of new to the paints and the colors. I got a little paint chart here. I'll show you. Got a little paint chart, and I had it upside down and backwards. So, like, that's not blue. That's not gray. Anyway,
that pan that Keith's using right there on their website as of what's today's date? January 17th is $35. So for 36 colors, that's quite a deal.
Yeah, that's a good deal. All right, right now I am playing with some grays for the background color, and I'm going to go ahead. I should actually wet this first, which is what I normally do. I'm going to wet the background color. Like I said, some of it's going to be, you'll notice as I go on, some of it's going to be the little bit of a hillside with dead trees. Mark knows I love dead stuff. Dead. And the fun part is, he doesn't know this. He thinks I'm doing a winter scene. But I am going to manage to get a lot of dead grass into the illustration. So, I'm going to go ahead and start here. I'm starting with, like I said, a kind of a really kind of washed out gray, a little darker at the top. But then I'm going to kind of blend it down a little bit. I don't want it too dark because I'm going to basically put a bunch of, not dead trees, but they're, leafless. How's that?
Okay, so just branches.
Yeah, they're asleep, basically. It's winter. All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah. This one. I'm going to add a little more color towards the top, because that's the sky. I'm using a little bit of their, kind of blending in a little Oxford blue, which looks slightly violet to me, but what do I know? All right. So I've gotten, I teach teenagers watercolors, and I've gotten a few of them to buy these kits because I did appreciate the value. So parents like it because they're not spending a fortune, and yet they've got a good range of color and everything. All right, so I've kind of grayed out the sky. While that is drying, I need it to dry so that I can move on to the next step. But while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start painting my barn. And this is scarlet red. Yeah, we don't want that. We want a combo. There we go. We want cadmium red. I added a little bit of scarlet to it. And I'm going to go ahead and paint the barn. Now, a lot of times I'll say, you know, if you should wet the paper before you actually paint. But if it's a small enough area, you don't have to do that. I know, breaking the law, breaking the law. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint the color in. That way I'm drying the sky and working down here, getting this part done. All right, cool. I leave it a little rough at the bottom there so it looks like snow's kind of pushed up against the building. And on this side, I'm using a little less of the scarlet because I want it to be a little brighter red. And just to let you know, yes, I have a holiday, what are them round things? Mark, save me.
Holiday, like a Lazy Susan?
No, stop. You're no help. You're not even watching.
I am watching. All I can see is a red barn.
Yeah, it's a red barn. But with branches, you know, Christmas goes around. You're no help.
A skirt?
No. It's
Wreath?
a wreath. Thank you. Good God. Pretty soon I won't be able to remember anything. I'm working on my Alzheimer's program. I think I'm well ahead of the curve now. We call it sometimers. All right. So I got that kind of set up. We'll let that dry. So while things dry, it's possible for me to, you know, just keep moving if I stay low. If I keep staying lower, I can keep going. You can see I got a little bit of fingerprints in there where my hand hit, but I think it'll be all right. It's now a cloud. So in the meantime, I'm going to move down a little bit, and I'm going to start. All right, we got steel blue. Now, steel blue looks a lot like ultramarine blue to me. Very close to it. So I'm going to use a little of that and a little bit of indigo and just a tiny bit of burnt sienna. I'm going to kind of gray it down a little bit. Can you see that?
What am I looking for? Your color mix?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, very good. So, yeah, I used, since this is blue, I used a little bit of this kind of orangey brown to kind of gray it down. Opposite color on the color wheel gives you your graying color. Just going to mention that again in case anybody's new.
Yeah, we did a video about that too. You can go check. Keith drew a bunch of round spheres and shadowed them, showing you how to use complementary colors and contrasting colors, and there's another term I'm blanking on right now.
God, you got it too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but yeah, there is a good one for complementary colors. It really does kind of help you with your graying of your shadowing and graying, you know, basically, of your subject matter. So I'm putting in a little bit of a light, kind of a blue-gray. Again, maybe I should have wet it a little bit, but I got a big brush and I'm moving pretty quick, so...
He thinks this is
yeah,
quick.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, silly boy. All I keep looking at that barn going, that'd make a nice cardinal red.
Stop. We will not talk about cardinals. Someday they will invent a color that I will like. They haven't yet. No one has.
You're supposed to mix it yourself.
No.
What kind of artist are you?
No. There was a
Back in my day, they only had 6 colors. You had to make everything yourself.
I was just laughing because I'm thinking of there's a paint company that a lot of people like and have used over the years, and that's Daniel Smith.
Oh, and Crayola.
Yeah, Crayola. Daniel Smith. And what I liked about Daniel Smith is they would mix any color, every color for you. So you never had to mix anything. But you would also have to carry around about 6,000 pounds of paint, you know, to accomplish anything.
They weren't going to mix you 1 ounce. You had to mix a 5-gallon bucket of it.
No. It's just, every color you could imagine. Mm. But you had to buy a tube, you know, so it was like, maybe it'd be better if people learned how to kind of, you know, mix their own. But they were fun. All right. They do have some fun colors too, fun paint. All right, so I'm gently pushing this color in. Notice my snowbanks. Say, I go to the Sylvester School of Speech Therapy, and but I am getting there. Notice it isn't too dark either. I want to be able to put reflections into this water a little bit, okay? So, as it's farther back, it's a little bit darker, but as we come closer, I would like to think you're noticing that I am not getting it too dark. So basically what these lumps are snow on rocks and stuff that are in the creek. All right. So, where am I here? At this point, I think, let me see here. Yeah, at this point, I'm going to dry this, let it dry real quick. So, you will not even notice the process. Anyway, give me a sec. Okay, I imagine that you didn't even notice that we were gone, and I used a hairdryer. I recommend you don't use a hairdryer.
Oh, behind the curtain, he's letting you peek.
Yes.
I mean, if you're going to tell him, we might as well just showed it.
Because I don't want people doing it. I don't want you to, because it does affect the color a little bit. Not a lot, but it affects the color.
Do as I say, not as I do.
But
okay, Dad.
If Mark wants to sit in the basement for 2 hours and let stuff dry, that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so that's why I'm doing it. It's not for me. Okay. All right. So getting back at this, I'm going to go back to the sky area again, and I'm going to add just a little bit more color to what is going to be the sky. Then this other below where I'm working will be a little bit of a hill that's behind this barn, shed. I'm not sure which. I'm using a little bit of that Oxford blue. Like I said, I'm still learning too. So I just want to get a little more gray into that. Just a little bit of a violet, but I kind of like it. It says blue. But it's a red blue. Let's put a what? What?
That's called purple, Keith.
Yeah, no. Now they're, you know. All right, good. All right, so now I'm going to very softly, just going to kind of take that hill, that hard edge, take a little bit of water, just kind of soften the edge just a little bit. All right, cool. All right, now, while that's drying up, I'm going to, just a little bit, I want a little bit of a reflection in the water of the barn itself. So I'm going to put it in this into the water here while the sky is drying. Why the sky is falling. And I kind of break it up with, I always work horizontally. You don't want to be going this way or vertical because, you know, perspective-wise, that just looks wrong. Okay, so you want to keep your water running horizontal and square with the page, basically. Now, it's okay if you kind of blend it and it softens off and does something weird, but you can kind of get the idea that there is definitely something red being reflected in the water. All right. Meanwhile, I'm going to go to the barn again. What red is this? Oh, I can't even pronounce this.
Cardinal?
Oh, no, I don't want that. So that red happens... Oh, that was magenta. Okay, that's why. Now I'm going to go with... I'm going to try Persian red. I got a little other paint on there, so I got to kind of clean it off. You see it?
The amaranth?
Amaranth. Sounds like something Thor should be defeating, you know?
Yeah.
In his next movie. That's what we should be promoting movies, too.
We should. I don't watch enough, though.
I do. Sitting in front of my little television, painting little things.
Honestly, maybe that's why you don't get anything done. You're too busy watching TV all day.
Zip.
Sorry, guys. We'd like to put out more videos, but Keith can't get away from Netflix.
That's not true.
Matter of fact,
I have Hulu and Disney Plus, too, so... Hey, wait. Can we plug them, guys?
I'll have to see if they have affiliate links.
They'll probably yell at me for actually using their names. You can't use the word Disney.
Yep. Well, this video will never get put out.
Yeah.
Cease and desist is coming now.
Exactly.
That's why it's been interesting with the Baby Yoda stuff.
Yeah.
How many different companies have gotten cease and desist, everything from little old ladies that were crocheting it on Etsy to larger companies making bootleg runs of t-shirts and stuff. I'm
not surprised. I mean, how much money did they... Wasn't it a ridiculous amount of money to make The Mandalorian?
Yeah, The Mandalorian was something like what was it, 100,000 an episode or more?
Bazillions of dollars.
Yeah, it was a lot of money. It was by the time it was done, it was like a movie level production.
Yeah. It looks it too.
Yeah. And the whole point was to keep everything a mystery, which is why they didn't have any product out for Christmas.
Well, I think it's
cost them $5 million to make the Mandalorian TV show. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's $5 million an episode.
I take that back. It was $5 million to make the puppet of Baby
what?
Yoda. Yeah, that's how much.
I could make a live one for $5 million. Holy crap!
Start crossbreeding those pets.
Oh man!
I'll get something green and cute.
Something goat-like and turtles, and we can do it.
The budget for the entire show was $100 million.
That's crazy.
They reported estimate about 25 million an episode, but then they dropped it a little bit originally. So it ended up being about 100 million to make the entire, 8 episodes?
Wow.
Or whatever.
Well, 5 million for a Yoda, they were definitely going for it, eh?
Yep.
That's amazing. All right, so I'm going to grab...
And here we are trying to show paintings for $100 or $200.
Yeah,
By the way, if you haven't been to rkmcguire.com,
hey, yeah.
click on the online store, and he has some prints available and cards, various sizes, various price points. A lot of birds.
A lot of birds.
Not as much stuff as I'd like him to have on there, but
he
tends to watch more TV than finished paintings.
Paintings, yeah. Actually, we do have a new batch coming out here pretty quick, so...
That's what I keep hearing.
Hey, let's not be chastising me on the video.
Oh, sorry.
Wait. Just wait.
Oh, no, don't worry. I won't leave this in. Wink, wink.
It's really hard to shame me, yeah. I'm an artist. We don't shame easy. All right. Trying to change the subject quickly. Hey, how about those Astros? Anyway.
How about that red barn?
Yeah. Wow, is that a nice color?
Yeah. Very vibrant.
Thank you. Anyway, so like I said, there's a big old holiday wreath on the building. I'm going to leave it there because it was on the print that we are putting in the video, or on the website, right? If you want to
sketch.
Yeah, the sketch for a go by.
Yeah, we're trying to get back to that too. Leaving you guys the sketches to work off of for your own videos. Probably should have mentioned that in the beginning, but
we will throughout the video, right?
And I trust that all of you that are watching read the description on all these videos. There's so much good content in the description. Things like Keith paints a red barn in a winter scene. For
come on,
materials and sketches, go to rkmcguire.com / whatever the link is at that moment. And to see what he painted with, click on for Arteza and the other brands that we enjoy.
And I enjoy everything. Actually, like I said, I'm pleased with I'm very, I'm happy with this paint. I can recommend it with confidence. And it's
and I enjoyed I like their pens. I had fun playing with that brush pen.
I'll tell you, I like the just the straight
the little felt nib.
Yeah, .04 whatever. Kids have been using them, and what I like about them is...
you got any left out of that 12 pack?
No, actually, yeah. They've stolen a few. But no, seriously, they hold up. Whereas, I'm not going to mention anybody else, but a lot of other companies, the nibs bend and break and stuff. These guys, it's tougher, and I like that. I appreciate it. All right, so...
It's a sad thing about buying stuff. You never know what you're going to get till you get it, and then sometimes you're disappointed, and sometimes you're pleasantly surprised.
And I've been pleasantly surprised with those.
Because in all honesty, if I would have stumbled upon the Arteza website, I probably never would have bought a single thing from it. I'd have been like, whatever, it's another art supply. Where can I get from Blix or Ulrich's or my local? But no, I'm glad they reached out. I've liked everything they make so far.
All right, so at this point, this building, I've noticed I've just been kind of throwing little lines down, and I'm trying to make this side a little bit darker. But we're going to hold up there, I got to let it set a little bit.
So where is your light source?
There really isn't one. This is one of those, real misty,
gloomy, overcast, even lighting days.
Yeah, where there's not a lot of shadows. Couldn't
you pick a more depressing subject to paint today?
I said
we gotta live this for 4 months. But you're gonna paint it too.
What did I say?
Why isn't it a bright, sunny, beautiful winter day
I said Michigan winter. Okay? It's got to be right up there with Oregon winter, Washington winter.
Yeah. All the things people want to be reminded of on their wall.
Exactly. You know, I could put some birch trees in here and save everything, okay? That's what makes it work. All right. Anyway,
not a cool winter sunset where the sun's colors rippling off the snow.
We'll do that next time.
Next time never comes.
Oh, come on.
Never comes.
All right. So now with the water, remember what I said about creating ripples?
Yep.
And maybe you want to kind of follow along the edge of your bank to help create kind of a light reflection of the snow above it there. So, all right, I'm going to do that again. Oh, so much fun. But you can see what I've done, okay? See how it's got that little bit of a reflection of that bank. I'll do it here.
So nice, you did it twice.
That's right. We're going to keep doing it too. And I'm going to... You're in my light.
I'm not.
It seemed like you were in my light.
I can clearly see where the shadows are, and I am not in there.
Okay. You know, we should make you sit behind me.
No,
of course, that probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
How's the camera? I don't know. I'm behind you.
I'd hook up the external monitors so I could see from behind, but then you'd be able to see the monitors. You'd be like television. And you'd lose all track of what you were doing.
Yeah. Never get a... What?
This is a horrible show. How do I change the channel?
This is boring. What's that guy do? Painting? Yeah. Oh my God.
He's just staring at me.
Yeah. All right. So, cool. So, as you can see, you just keep things. So you got the little bit of a reflection of each of those little snowbanks.
Make a little sock puppet on your desk or something to like represent me if you want.
Dancing. Who could we get to represent you?
I don't know. Just gonna make something unique, but I don't feel like getting sued for.
Yeah. I am Groot. All right. So again, we're gonna let that set up. So this is dry up here. So, all right, let's get. Going to need.
You can't find your gray paint.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I need my dead grass brown too. All right, so I need this and this. All right. I'm going to grab a smaller brush now. So what I want to do is kind of make it look like, oh, there was something in the brush. Now I got a new color. All right. Coming over here now. What I'm going to do is kind of create just some trees in the background. But I don't want them too dark. I want them to look like they're kind of faded. So I want the lines there, but I don't want it to look like lines. I just want it to sort of look like, you know, tall, skinny trees on a hill.
It's called skinny dead trees.
They're just, it's winter. They're not dead. They're sleeping. So you can see I just kind of fine lines, and then what I usually do is just kind of gently blend it a little bit. You got to do this a couple times across to get the feel of it. But once you do this a few times... All right, sorry. Had to spin it around real quick.
Whoa.
Yeah, everybody falls off there. Like I said, I don't want too much detail because we want it to look like it's back there, kind of in that misty. I think I did this just recently in another video, so I don't want to spend an inordinate amount of time on this, but I just want you to kind of get the feel of it. That there's a hill of trees in the background. So what I am doing is I'm creating a very light layer first.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Start light to dark.
Yep. So if you're wondering, well, it doesn't look that dark, you know, there's a reason. Again, very softly, I'll take a little water and just kind of break it up a little bit. Behind this tree here, I'm just getting color, because that's probably going to be mostly filled up anyway, with other sticks and twigs later on. I know you love them.
Makes me hungry for lunch.
Ooh.
Sticks and twigs.
That's
No
what,
lunch for you.
Yeah.
Finish your painting.
That's what I'm getting. That's all I'm getting.
Sticks and twigs, yep. I think we got some in the fridge with all the white beets.
Any potatoes left? Potato pancakes?
No.
I didn't think so.
I actually made enough that I ended up throwing some away.
Oh my God.
It was a travesty because you didn't come back.
I couldn't.
Had a bunch for you.
Ugh.
But after 2 weeks, they're really not.
They were walking around.
Yeah, and you just couldn't eat them fast enough.
Ah.
I was doing 4 a day. I mean, when they're a 1/4 inch thick.
Yep. When you make them good, that's the problem.
But
All right. Alrighty. So I don't know if this is dry enough. But each layer now I'll probably be making, trying to keep them real thin, and because this is not those great thick wooded area. This is more of a, or you know, like younger trees.
they're just babies.
Exactly. All right. How's our time?
I don't know. I don't have to watch the time anymore.
Really?
You're probably into, I guess we're at like 40 minutes.
Okay. Why?
Or 30 or 40.
How come it'll tell you, or?
Well, I can see how long the camera's been running this time, but I don't remember where we were at when we paused to let the paint dry. I'm guessing it was around 15 minutes, and about 4 of it was banter before we started.
Ah.
So I'm estimating.
Is that snappy banter?
No, just our normal
Capybara?
stuff that nobody wants to listen to, so I don't include it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean... Okay.
Like I start the cameras, but
And then we talk for 20 minutes, and then we start.
yeah.
I got it.
Maybe one day I'll release it to the public, and they'll be like, "Why? Why did you do this?
Why'd you do that? We thought you guys we're on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But with the adjustments I've made on the cameras, the only thing I have to watch now is if you run way long, that the actual memory card fills up.
All right. All right, so I got to let that sit a little bit. You can see all these little spindly lines in the back. That'll be my dead forest. Forrest Gump. All right. Meanwhile,
These paints are like a box of chocolate.
that's right. Now I'm going to grab my, what's it called again? Steel blue, which is, like I said, very close, I think, to an ultramarine blue, which is exactly what I want. I'm going to start creating.
Yeah, I think you got an issue with ultramarine blue. So let it go.
No,
Just call it what it is. Steel.
it's. I said kind of like
steel blue. Just accept it.
It's delicious steel blue. So what I'm doing now is kind of dry brushing and then moistening some of these banks to create shadows. On our clumps of snow around our little creek here. Giving them a little more depth. I'm going to try a little Prussian blue too here. Let's see what happens. It's a little bright. So I just take a little water, knock it down a little. But we will now come over here. So we want the shadows to be kind of, towards the bottom of the... I know there is no real direct light, but we're going to assume it's coming from above somewhere, okay? Now, to this steel blue, I'm going to add just a little bit of violet. Just to get a little bit of a variation in color. I think that's just what I wanted right there. All right. Now you definitely want to leave some white along the tops. You don't want to color it all in. That just would kill your lights. All right. What Mark doesn't realize is soon the dead grass will be coming.
It's got to peek through that snow eventually.
Yeah. I know through many of our past experiences, Mark is amazed at how good I do dead grass.
Yeah, I was wondering, have you ever thought about talking to a professional about your obsession with dead things?
No. No way, Jose. All right. All right. So as we get farther back, kind of along here, along the kind of the little pasture behind it, or a little of the area in front of the wee little barn or shed. Not quite sure what it is. We just want to kind of give it a little bit of a texture so that it, you know, it's not a smooth plane. It's always little lumps and bumps. And then here, I want a little bit of value along the water's edge. And you'll notice that I am going to work from light to dark. This is kind of what you do with watercolors. And don't outline your hills. Use color. Don't use a line. Use color. Use a little bit of background color. All right, so there I am outlining the hill. Just like I said, don't do, but watch. I'm going to pull that color so that I now have a lump of white snow there. So, again, I don't outline this line. I don't create a line. I create color behind it to make the snow in front come forward. And that's something, it just looks better. It just has a better look, more professional. How's that?
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. All right. So at this point, I've just about got most of my lighter to middle values of the snow done. We're going to be getting to doing a little bit of detail here in a bit here. One of the things I don't know if you can see or not, but it's like a little fence here, which I'm going to use the blue to actually make the fence kind of appear. The same color I've been using for shadow. And it just doesn't take a lot. It really doesn't, to make things kind of appear. And a little bit of color back here. All right. Now, I'll get a little bit of a color here to there. Now I've kind of planted the building down into the snow by getting a little bit of color behind it. All right. So at this point, things are kind of coming along nicely. It's drying well. While I let everything else dry, I think I'll do a tree, or at least get the, that. I have got to learn my color palette a little bit better here. Okay, there she be. So I'm using a little bit of brown, but I use a little bit of this steel blue. And I'm going to mix it with the brown to get a kind of a gray. I've spun you all off your seat again. And using a dry brush, I just kind of drag the side of the brush up the tree. I don't wet the brush. As you can see, you can almost get snow. Looks like snow is actually like kind of sticking to the tree. It's like science.
Weird.
It is.
Weird science.
It could be. Anyway. And then one side I'm going to kind of shadow down a little bit.
But it's an overcast day and there's no shadows.
I'm going to let that go. Edit. Makeup.
Follow your own rules.
There is shadow, but it's... all right. I got nothing. But as you can see how I just lightly drag the side of the brush. I'm letting the paper's texture, by lightly dragging it, letting the paper's texture form like crusty snow, kind of embedded into the bank of the tree there. You're a genius. What? Yeah, I know. Like nobody's ever thought of this before.
I've never seen it done before.
Excellent. Thank you. Way to back me up. So again, I'm using the steel blue and the burnt umber, I think. Yes. Like I said,
to make steel umber.
To make steel umber, yeah. I am trying hard not to... I don't want it to be too brown. A lot of times trees aren't brown. People use brown. It makes me crazy because there are a few that are actually brown, but most of them are gray or variations thereof. So I'm going in with a fine line now. I'm just kind of creating some bark.
What?
Bark. Oh. Not mark. Bark. Anyway.
So why, as kids, did we start using brown and green for all our trees?
Well, green's fine for the tops.
Yeah. What kindergarten teacher lesson screwed us all up?
Yeah. I think it's because of the limited amount of color that we have as kids.
Pretty sure we had gray. No, we had black.
We had black. And honestly, isn't probably one of the more boring colors.
Yeah, nobody wants a black tree.
Yeah. So, by mixing... I like mixing blues to get some of my grays. Now, the other thing I'm doing is, see, I'll wet an area, and then I'll paint an area, and then I'll push water into those areas. And what it does is it creates a very sharp edge because I've pushed the paint to the edge of where the water stops. And this is how I get these fine, hard lines that give the detail that I like to do on occasion. Sometimes I want it loose, but sometimes I want good, sharp images. And this is one of those times. And I love just a little bit of fine line. It doesn't take a lot to give a lot of character to a tree. I'm gonna stop with that right there for the moment because we're going to be adding sticks and twigs.
Sticks and twigs.
I know, lunch, right? So I'm going to come back in. So when you're working with watercolors, I think it's getting obvious here that you're basically kind of running back and forth trying to find areas you can work while other areas are drying. Okay, I think I got my little building in now. Reflected, a little bit of white. All right, what's this? Ooh, that's pretty. I like that one. That was... Oh, cobalt green, yeah. This is one of my favorite dark greens. And since I am doing a wreath, what I like to do is I'll come around the bottom of the wreath, and I'll just kind of poking in little spots and dots around the leaf, because I want to leave some white in it so that it looks like there is snow.
You put a little bird's nest in that wreath, like it's been up for so long that...
No.
Oh.
It's not that long. All right.
I mean, it's covered in snow.
That didn't take very long. All right, so.
My favorite thing is when you amaze yourself.
Often. Like I've never done this before.
Wow!
Holy crap!
Really quick!
I can't believe I did that. All right. That's amazing.
Quick, somebody pat me on my back. My arms won't reach.
My arms are short. They don't reach. So what now? Politics? Just kidding.
How about
politics of paint?
yes? How about the guy that leaked all the chemicals all over 696?
You know, we are in Michigan.
Yeah. For those that don't know, we're probably about a mile and a half from where it happened.
Where that green ooze came out of the water.
And you wonder why I drink my water out of a bottle.
Yeah. Hey. It wasn't that bad, was it?
Yeah. Depends on which article you read. They progressively get worse. Oh, it's fine. It never made it to the water supply. Oh, two articles later. Oh, crap. It made it into the water supply.
Oh, yeah. Hello. It all goes somewhere, you know?
To the same water supply.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So I'm using just a very fine dark line. I'm just painting in little window, dark little windows. We're gonna paint a tree later.
You already painted 2 trees.
No, pines.
Oh. So this is gonna be like a 2-hour video then.
No. Look, I'm almost done. You're not amazed. All right. Gotta see where I'm at right now. All right, so
I feel like I'm on the cast of Gilligan's Island. It was only supposed to be a 3-hour tour.
3-hour tour.
Did they ever reveal how long they were actually stuck on the island?
5 seasons.
Yeah. But is a season a year? Is a season a month?
Yeah, 5 seasons.
How fast did time move on the island? Is it like Lost?
Yeah.
Holy crap! I think I just came up with something.
Wait, were they...
They were on the same island as the cast from Lost.
That would have been a better ending, I think, than what they came up with.
I don't even remember.
Gilligan comes out.
He's the monster.
No monster.
Turns into the cloud.
I just thought that would be great. Oh, that's a great ending. I like that. They open the little portal and...
That's why they never got off.
Hey, little buddy. That'd have been awesome. All right. So, in case you can't tell, this is one of my little looser paintings. I'm not being too serious here. It's fun. I just wanted something with a little... All right, a lot of snow, okay? I admit it. I wanted a ton of snow. So what's happening is, in case you haven't noticed, as things dry, I keep adding value. That's what I was doing with the building there. And now, in the water, I want to get a little bit darker, a little bit darker. It's not ice. I want it to be water.
Why hasn't it frozen yet?
Because it's moving.
Ah. So how do you convey movement in water in a watercolor painting?
Just I think the
ripples?
Yeah, using the horizontal, horizontal, yeah. I almost screwed up. Horizontal ripples to give that feeling of movement. All right, now just a little bit of that brown. And this is kind of fun. You should experiment. Just, but I think what I like to do is some of it's dry, some of it's wet. So I kind of mix it up a little bit so it has a little bit of a texture thing going. Now see how I'm kind of gently, dang it.
Watch your mouth.
I said dang it.
Children and women watching.
Sailors? What about sailors?
Maybe.
Sailors need to be able to paint too. What? All right. Anyway, so you do want to go through these, reflections you did a little bit, just so that it looks a little more realistic. All right. All right. So what I do is I usually put some down, let it dry, take a look, and then make decisions. It's always interesting with watercolors because they do dry lighter, for one. And for two, the color does change. So you got to kind of get to know your palette and kind of figure out what's going on. All right, so at this point, I can start doing some of the littler details now and my little sticks and twigs. Wow, that was a blob.
Fix it.
Yep, I'm just making a tree out of it. It's getting there.
Why don't you use your tree brush?
Do I have one?
Isn't that the one that's on a chiseled slope?
Yeah.
That's the one Bob uses. Actually, Bob uses his palette knife.
Bob. It's all about Bob. Damn it.
Well, you're both known for your hair. So.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. No, I'm, We're gonna make a happy little pine tree back here. Sure.
I mean, you won't do little nighttime cottage glowing light scenes like somebody else, so.
He's dead.
Well, so's the other one.
He's dead, Jim. Yeah, I know. What was his name? Kincaid. Yeah.
Tomas.
I'm sorry. So I put a little shadow, even though there ain't a lot of light, under my little pine trees. Aw. Okay.
Little dead squirrel hiding in the shadow.
Do you know what's next? Do you know what's coming? I'm gonna be doing dead grass here next. You'll be
boy.
sorry.
Here it comes.
Here it comes.
Living on the edge there, sir.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
We're almost out of time.
You're almost out of the frame.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah. Mark won't let me.
Gonna start taping you down.
No, I was thinking you were going to start limiting my time.
No, but if I fall asleep, just kick me.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being mean. Fall asleep. This is some riveting painting here I got going. Dead branches, dead trees. This is like Game of Thrones, right?
In the blood red barn of
That's right.
Azarath, or whatever the color red was. Amaranthine?
I can't answer. They made that.
Words
Somebody made that name up.
Words are hard,
I'm calling. But this is a company called Arteza, so.
we think.
All right. Sweet. So, what I like to do is also, we know there's more branches coming down, so we want them to come off the top of the, and kind of hang down a little bit. Now, obviously, dry brush. Now I use the Lowell Cornell 20, is it the 2020 Ultra Round? No, 7020 Ultra Rounds. I love these Ultra Rounds. I can really get some very fine tips on here if I need to. Very fine points, very fine lines. I recommend that you practice. You get another side, little piece of paper off to the side, and just practice till you get what you want. All right. I was a pen and ink artist for a while, so that kind of helps me do this. But seriously, you do need a little bit of practice. All right. The other thing I like is I like a little bit of sticks and twigs coming off the ground too. So, and kind of have an idea where things are going to go, what you want to do, where the movement is. I've got kind of a thing going now where it's going around. The other thing is you want to put stuff in front of stuff to give it a little three-dimensionality, okay? Don't just go with a pattern of.
Well, oopsie! The top camera died, and I didn't catch it when it died. So hopefully you didn't miss too much.
Yes.
I apologize. I can't promise it'll never happen again. I can only promise that Keith needs to paint faster. Oh, way to point the blame. Throw him under the bus.
Nice. Okay, so hopefully you didn't miss too much of this. We're just adding a little bit of dead grass, little things poking out of the snow. I think this is pretty close, only because Mark is saying wrap it up because the cameras are dying because I'm just too slow. Anyway.
Every time I tell him, hey, we should make shorter videos, people would like it more, he comes back with something long.
This wasn't long. This was a short one.
This is almost, it's going to be over an hour.
This is short for me. What are you talking about? All right, so I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm adding just a little bit more color along the top edge of the trees. And I'm just going to soften that with a little water. I just want it to kind of look like there's something back there. Because there's
stuff.
There's stuff back there that we all want to see. We want to see the tree line, even though you can't really see much of it. There's no detail per se, but I want to see at least a little color. All right. So, at this point, to me, you could keep adding vegetation. You can keep adding depth and value. One of the things you might also want to put in is maybe you want to put a little of that tree, those trees kind of shining down. All right. We're gonna, how about we'll call it here, okay? And like I said, you can keep going if you want. You can keep adding a little more detail, but that's kind of up to you. So I'm gonna say, oh, one more thing. Sorry.
See, guys, this is what I got to deal with.
Sorry. Wait. There's a little fence line over here. It's very light. And usually along fence lines, they never get the grass cut. Okay?
They don't have weed whackers?
They don't have weed whackers on the farm.
Weed trimmers?
They barely have trucks that work.
Meh, meh.
So I'm just adding a little bit of dead stuff by the back there. I think it needed a little of that color anyway. So, after all of this, Mr. Mark, have you any...
Well, just again, as usual, thanking everybody for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe. Leave us a comment if there's something you want to see Keith paint. He won't do it, apparently. He'll only paint dead stuff that he wants to paint that takes forever. But you can always throw in a suggestion and see what happens.
Exactly.
Go over to our Facebook group and submit some of your own paintings. I can't get him to always comment on them, but he promises me that he does look at them. And you can interact with the other people that like Keith's videos as well. We'd love to see your stuff. And you can leave questions and stuff over there too, and I will try to make him go over there and answer those. And
I'm just easily distracted. It's not... I love everyone. How's that?
Everybody. Yeah, I'm not looking for you to like say mean things. Just be like, hey, I saw your picture. Thanks for submitting.
And I'm sorry.
That's amazing. Can you teach me how to do that?
And I do apologize, but I do see everything.
You do.
I don't always comment. Sometimes I don't know what to say.
That's exactly what I just said.
I'm just shy.
Wow.
That's
he
it.
Doesn't listen to me, see?
No, I don't listen to you either. So.
And then, of course, if you want to see any of the materials Keith's using, we've got links in the description. We've got links on the website. And if you purchase anything through those links, we get a little bit of money as a thank you for doing these videos. And then, of course, there's prints for sale and other stuff. So, but I know you guys look at all the descriptions and read all that stuff. Why wouldn't you? It's so well written, I must say so myself.
We know who the writer is in this family.
And it ain't me.
Yeah. Come on,
I have to do it, but I wouldn't call me the writer. But anyway, so thanks again. Like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, I guess that's it.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Well, we're going to be doing quite a few more of these a lot faster than we were. Take care now. Bye.